Portuguese Fado singer Misia pours her most intimate feelings onto the stage. The most famous Portuguese poets of her time have lended their words for her songs about absolute love and grief.
Fado chants the tormented soul of Portugal. It is a window into our deepest emotions, the light and the darkness that pervade our existence.
De quem tremeu à tentação do céu e dos encantos o que o céu.
Together with her gallery of impossible things, Portuguese singer Misia puts what she calls her personal map of scars onto the stage.
Fado comes from the Latin word fatum, that means life. I've been through some hells, and it was good, it was not bad. Made me the person I am today. When I am on stage is another level. Things come, I have no protection, you know. It's like if I was naked, in a way. Audience, they are not afraid of my emotions.
Misia was born of a Portuguese father and a Spanish mother in Oporto, in Portugal. At the time, the Queen of Fado was Amália Rodrigues. Since the 1950s, the Portuguese singer had paved the way for Fado's international recognition. However, when Misia decided to become a fadista in the early 1990s, Portuguese traditional folk music was in dire straits.
It was not in a good moment at all. All the discographics, they didn't want Fado singers. They thought it was an old thing, that it was not in fashion, and it was true, didn't sell. But that difficult moment, it was not so bad for me because I like difficult things.
Eu vivo com duas luas.
After releasing her first album in 1991, Misia set out to explore the boundaries of the genre. She started by adding instruments that were not traditionally associated with Fado, like the piano, the violin, the accordion, and even the harp. At the same time, she teamed up with some of the most prominent Portuguese poets of her time, such as José Saramago or Fernando Pessoa, who wrote her lyrics.
Portuguese poets and writers, they have this generosity. They lend us their words for this popular kind of music, and it's very important. Once I was in New York making an interview, and to explain that, I said, well, it's like if Hemingway wrote for country music, and they said, oh, they understood what I meant.
Over the past 2 decades, Misia has released a dozen albums and has become an icon of world music. However, she refuses to be labeled the new Queen of Fado, or to renounce singing about absolute love and grief.
When they say, I am the new Queen of Fado, I said that not exists. It's only Amália. There are no new queens of Fado. Then I said, well, if I was something, I could be an anarchist, because I prefer to be an anarchist than the queen.